welcome, or Qasim can go forward and advance to his providing the presentations of his slides. Yes, we can see your slides. Thank you.
For 24,700. No, I think this number is the number of learners. Maybe more than that. I think the number, but the number was I think more than this. So we had a textbooks allocated for a number of learners, and then we had number of learners is 175,000. Yes. So we had this budget at the beginning. The textbooks were 175,000 learners, and this was the unit price and also the total for this. Then the government, we have looked it, and then we said, okay, now we also need a supplementary reading materials, because the GPE proposal was just a lump sum of everything. Like we said, the textbook, but also it was saying teaching learning materials. So teaching learning materials could be textbooks and also the supplementary reading material and also scholastic materials. We find some areas that has been liberated need some of the scholastic materials. So we had discussion with the grant agent, and we agreed on this. So we divided into the textbooks into two. We added two more items: supplementary reading material and also scholastic material. So the supplementary reading material, since the cost is not that much, what we have done is we increase the number of learners, because we want to increase the literacy and numeracy for those students. It's the literacy rate for those two. And most of the schools we found, or the majority of the schools, they don't have any reading materials except the textbooks. So this will be a supplementary that the students will read, and they will have a chance outside the textbook. So in that case, they will have that chance. So that's what we are thinking to look into that. And most of them also they can't afford some of the scholastic materials, like the books and all the other materials that they need to. So this will be included a little bit at back, and also some of the materials for the school supplies. So we are going to provide that for those who are in need, and we divided the budget into based on the allocates. And also we are planning these schools to be establishing mini libraries. And some of the schools now they have it, and also we have some library to be built in some of the schools. So when we build those, and then we will need some books to read, like reading material outside textbooks. So that will also help this. And also I think he put down the rationale for the budget realignment. These are the rationales. So I think this is sufficient for that. And also the division of the resource allocation. The resource allocation is just continuous with the same formula that we have been using all the GPE, like dividing equally for all the member states. So that's what we have continued to use it. So each state will get the same number based on what they had at the beginning. So we'll divide that, so that will be equal allocation for each state. So our main point now to let you know is the realignment of the budget, which was textbook, and now we're including listening to the people and also listening to the schools. We are dividing to that into two other subcomponents. And this is just the TLM to FMS and brother. This will go, as I said, it's exactly the same number. At this time, we had a good discussion with the FMS at the beginning of this, and at the end, the team agreed that for now, since we don't have an exact number of the population, and some of the also schools are not able. We are not able to reach some of the schools outside the the sum of the LMS. So we have said let's do it equally. So also the books we have done equally, the same as the construction and anything else. That we have done the same thing, and then we continued for that formula. I think I will stop that, and if there are any questions, we can then discuss later on. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much for stepping in and PS and filling the gaps for the shoes for Qasim. I think the presentation is very clear and also your clarifications as well. So I'll just jump directly to inviting for comments and questions. I see Adam's hand raised. Adam, do you want to say something?
Yes, please. Thank you, Al Fattah. I hereby thank to Professor Hassan for the presentation of the important budgetary alignment of the textbooks. My question is EFASOM is advocating for gender and inclusion. So my question is related to the production of textbooks and budgetary alignment. Is it your plan to print textbooks with braille system, those for the children with disabilities, especially for blind children? Is it possible that you include production of textbooks for the new sign language, Somali sign language textbook that recently produced with the support from the ministry? So I'm following of the children with disabilities production of textbooks. Please, thank you, Professor Hassan.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you very much. And I think those are valid, important questions. The first, the gender. I think all the gender will be these books and everything will be based on the students, and if there are any ratio in the schools that we're trying to provide in school, and that will be based on the number of students and how many gender, how many male and how many female are there. So that will be divided and based on the school need. The second one is the printing of the people with vision limited or it's the I think there is a braille, and we have printed before, and I think we can include, but we need to know exactly how many, and there will be a baseline assessment. So that baseline assessment will give us the exact number of people who are in the school. So it depends on that number, and then we can define. We can ask the states some of those books to be allocated to these people. So that's what we will try to do it. Thank you. And for the sign language, for the new sign language, we will try our best. But I think that sign language, I think it needs to be national at the beginning, and I'm not sure if it went through all the process to make sure all the member states are included and participated. So and officially, the government officially accepted that and also said yes, this is the sign language that the Somali government will adopt this. So I think until we receive that and then we get this one, I think it will be difficult to print those kind of or produce those kind of books. So we'll work on them to improve, and then make sure that they're validated, and also people from all over the states, different states, will support, endorse, and then we can take official sign language. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, there's also another question in the chat box. It's saying that the division of resources is this political? While Banadir has the most students by looking at the national examination data based on the results.
I think this is the agreement of the resource sharing for the Ministries of Education, and this continues as our policies, because now Somalia, the constitution is professional, and the people, we don't have the exact statistics of the population, like how many in each area, So until we get that statistics, I think we agreed now to have equal resource sharing, and that also not only the GP and the other programs, but also even the teachers that we divide into 400 every state. The first time we give branded 1,000, and that was an agreement between the states and the federal government. So whatever they agree will be the way forward for the federal government, and this was an agreement for that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And PS, I think I don't see any other. And Vicar, I think you have written a question in the chat box. Can you unmute and clarify that question more? Okay, and I think thank you very much all, and PS for that presentation. I think our objective to do this alignment was to present it to and submit it to the Education Sector Committee so they can provide their comments and questions. Then we go for a no objection. Yes, Peter Kwama.
Oh, I would just want to make a comment on similarly, someone had something about the equal division of resources. Obviously, I wasn't privy to that conversation. I know it's a formula that's been used in the past, but I just for consideration might be moving forward at some point is, a ratio-based system, particularly with textbooks, is, a set of textbooks per 2 children, or depending on the ratio, that might be seen as a little more equitable going forward. Anyways, just a suggestion. Over.
Thank you, Peter. I think yes, that's. I think everything, any resource that goes to the education, I think the best way to do it based on the student ratio. Because if you have 1,000 students, if you have 500 students, you should not be getting the same resources because of the number of students. But also in Somalia, we know we don't have the number of statistics. Exact number of statistics, but also we want to make sure we have the exact image data for this. And that's why we hire now 10 image officers to be working on each state to make sure all the data and the images are ready. And also the need is more than that. Now, any number that we give to any TLM number of textbooks that we give to any state will not be enough. So at least we will have some books for every state. So that's why we're just trying now to make. But I think it's the best way to do is just the student ratio. Thank you. And I think there was also another question is I have seen from Paul, I think, and the question is, do we have now to plan this 330 as baseline for all teachers going forward? For now, yes. Because the base salary now for the teachers is 330. We just want to make sure every teacher gets the same, and also that's the policy, the national education policy, I think clarifies how the increment of the teachers will be going on from that. So, but now we have been hiring a huge number, and it will be burden to the budget. That's why we said now let's start this one and see who is qualified, who is working. Depending the assessment or the evaluation of the end of each teacher, that will be based on that. But now for now, we said let's start somewhere. So that's where we started, and we want all the partners to start now the same. So we used to have, some teachers getting $90, $60, and some of them getting $200, $120. So we want to have that common base. So that is. I think that question I've answered. And also there was another question, Timon, when will cohort 3 begin recruitment? We're planning that cohort recruitment the same time as we did last February. So we will have enough time to recruit and then have the exam, the interview, and then have time to train at least in different areas. So we are planning now February, and that's the tentative recruitment plan for the next year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, PS, for those responses. So now I just want to go in advance to do the endorsement for this request, the alignment request that was submitted by the Ministry of Education in terms of these teacher learning materials. So if you have any objection, you can raise your hand and then you can just lay out what is your objection. If you don't have any objection, I think that will be taken as approved. So this is through a no objection approach that we usually utilize endorsing these such activities. Okay, thank you very much for all the participants for endorsing and this request and also we appreciate your
Can't hear you, Abdul Fattah.